Alright guys, so is Storm Point the worst map in Apex? Is Storm Point the worst map that Respawn has released since Apex dropped? I've been seeing so many different opinions on this map ever since Season 11 dropped. I'll give you guys my opinion on this map very soon, but real quick, right? Leave your thoughts down below. What do you think about this map? Do you like Storm Point? Do you hate Storm Point? Do you think it's too big? Do you think it's just too random? What are your thoughts right now on Storm Point? Leave your thoughts down below because I want to know what you guys think, right? Now, the reason I'm even making this video right now is because I've been seeing so many comments, so many Reddit posts and stuff about Storm Point, right? And one of the biggest frustrations I would say about this map that people have been talking about is it's too big. People have been saying that this map is just way too big, it's too slow, and it just doesn't feel fun. I mean, especially because World's Edge is a much smaller map than Storm Point, so I can see why everyone might be a bit upset right now with the size of this map. And honestly guys, I could kind of agree. I feel like this map is just way too big sometimes. I could land somewhere on the map that isn't a hard drop, and because that place isn't a hard drop, guys, it'll actually take me like 10 minutes just to find one team and just to kill one team. It just feels like a very slow moving map sometimes, and I can see why the map being too big is such a big issue right now among Apex fans, right? So what do you guys think about the map being too big? Do you think it's too big? Do you even care? Leave your thoughts on that. Now also guys, I have one more thing. I feel like the map has an issue with prowlers, right? Now obviously the prowlers are very easy to kill. It's not really too difficult to just straight up kill a prowler or like kill a whole nest of prowlers, because it's like nest of prowlers now. But the main issue with these prowlers is that if I'm playing ranked and I end up in a very sweaty lobby, right? And let's say we end up fighting around prowler nests, they can be very annoying. Like, it just doesn't feel fun to have to fight an entire sweaty team that's 3 stacking. On top of that, I have to deal with very annoying prowlers who kind of interrupt the gunfight, right? So I feel like the prowlers are kind of annoying in certain scenarios. They do offer loot as well as the spiders, of course, but I feel like they just kind of interrupt the flow of gunfights in so many different scenarios as well. Now I forgot to mention this as well, right? But because the map is so big, it also even feels bigger because the map doesn't have jump towers. Yes, we have the gravity lifts, but the gravity lifts aren't as versatile as like a straight up jump tower. The map has one really big jump tower on like one end of the map. So if you really want to get around the map very quickly, you have to either have a Valkyrie on your team or you have to use a Trident, right? Which obviously will make the game just flow a lot slower and feel a lot less action packed because the map is so big. I'm not sure why Respawn chose to, you know, introduce the biggest map in Apex yet and also take away jump towers. I guess because Respawn kind of wants to reduce the amount of third parties in Apex, especially because so many pros and content creators in previous seasons have been complaining to Respawn about, you know, King's Canyon and the third parties on that map. So I get why Respawn would want to remove jump towers and reduce the risk of having so many third parties. And of course, I would say that this map has less third parties for sure because of its size. But at the same time, I don't see anyone. Unless I land very hard, it's just so difficult to find people to kill, you know? So I think Respawn actually should introduce jump towers back into this map. That should fix many issues about it, to be honest. I've also seen a lot of complaints about the levels on this map. This map has different levels, like different tiers. Lots of high ground, lots of choke points, lots of high glitches and stuff. And snipers are extremely good on this map because of that. So it's a much more strategic map, I would say, a much more slow map. And I mean, if you want to be somebody who's aggressive and you want to just rush in and, you know, play pubs being a solo player, it's going to be very difficult on this map as opposed to like World's Edge or Olympus or even King's Canyon, to be honest, because it's such a different map. It's such a big map. Players have so many vantage points, you know, it's a very weird map sometimes, which is why I feel like the player base recently hasn't really been, you know, enjoying this map too much. I've already been seeing tweets, you know, begging Respawn to bring back Olympus and begging Respawn to bring back King's Canyon, and I actually kind of miss, you know, King's Canyon and Olympus, you know, which is kind of strange because, I mean, Olympus is fine, but I never really ever used to miss King's Canyon, but now I do. I kind of do, which is weird, you know. But again guys, all hope isn't lost. I feel like all the Respawn has to do is make some changes around this map. Like a simple map update could really make this map great. You know, like it just needs some work to be done to it. And I can really see this map becoming something a lot more fun, a lot more fluid. It wouldn't be as slow and sluggish, because I feel like right now Storm Point kind of goes against what, you know, Respawn is trying to do with Apex. Apex is supposed to be a very fast paced, a very fluid game, and this map encourages camping and, you know, sniping and very, very long range gunfights, which is fine. I feel like Apex needs to have that mix of close range and long range gunfights, of course, but I feel like every single gunfight I get into on this map is long range, which isn't fun to me, at least, you know. And if it's not a long range gunfight, right, it'll be like 5 minutes of seeing no one, and all of a sudden a random team just pops out of a bush and kills me, you know. So it's not terrible right now. It's not like the most annoying map to play. It just needs some work to be done, and I feel like players could come around eventually and, you know, learn to love this map. But yeah, that'll take some seasons. You know, Respawn obviously has to find a time to really make those changes. If you look back at the history of Respawn and Apex, Olympus dropped in season 7 and we saw a map update in season 9. World's Edge dropped in season 3 and we saw a map update in season 4. So we could potentially see a map update for this map next season. Maybe 2 seasons from now, who knows. I think if the community kind of speaks out a lot about the changes they want to see on this map, then Respawn could give us an update a lot sooner. But what are your thoughts again, guys? Comment down below. I read every single comment, and yeah.